All right, so this is the next assignment, which is the two-step equations. Two-step equations. All right. Now, two-step means that there's two things that you need to cancel around the x. And you know, we've done something like x plus 3 equals to 12. And or we've done x minus 3 equals to 12. We've done 2x equals to 12. We've done x divided by 2 equals to 12, right? So both of these are an adding or subtracting relationship. And this one is a multiplication relationship. This is a division relationship, right? So what a two-step equation does, it takes one of these relationships and it takes one of these relationships and puts them into one problem. For example, let's say that I want to join an addition relationship with a multiplication relationship. This is the most common one you'll see. So you will find 2x plus 3 equals 2. And let's not do 12 because then it doesn't work. Let's do 13 instead. Okay. So if you look at it carefully, you have a multiplication relationship here, right? Just like this one. And you have an addition relationship here, just like this one, okay? So in order to find out what x equals to, you gotta cancel both of those relationships out, okay? Always, 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 when you have a two-step equation, number one step is to cancel by adding or subtracting, okay? You definitely want to copy this, okay? That's always the first thing you want to, no, I shouldn't say always because I'm going to teach you how to do exceptions after this, but in this particular situation, and most times, you will want to cancel this, you will want to cancel or take care of this relationship first, and then you will take care of the 2x after. Okay, so again, how do we cancel out an addition relationship? Well, from previous lesson, we know that we can subtract. Okay, if addition is the relationship, then subtraction is the solution. Right, solution is subtraction. Okay, so that is how these two get 0. Right. Now we got rid of one of the relationship, which leaves us with the multiplication relationship equals to 10 because 13 minus 3 is 10. Okay. Now we can go ahead and cancel out the multiplication relationship. So the second step will be cancel by multiplication or division, depends. In this case, since the relationship is multiplication, I'm going to cancel by division. So we're going to go ahead and divide next. Make sure you use highlighters, different colors on your notes. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So two-step equation because there's two steps involved. 1, cancel by adding and subtracting, and 2, cancel by multiplying or dividing. Okay, let's try another one with a different combination. Let's try another one that has a combination of this one, subtraction relationship and division relationship. Okay, so example number 1. Well, actually, technically, example number 2. It's fine. Example number 2, right? For the people. All right, all right, all right. Oh, by the way, just to let you know, it could well be that if I write that problem again, right, 2x plus 3 equals to 13, all these problems are the same. You could have said 13 equals to 2x plus 3. You could have said 3 plus 2x equals to 13. Or you could have done 2, let me see. 13 equals to 3 plus 2x. All of these problems are exactly the same. We're just, you know, on this one, the two relationships on the left side, the two relationships on the right side, right? If I compare this and that, that's just, you know, the plus 3 is in the front, the 2x is in the back, written differently, but the exact same problem either way. I would go ahead and subtract 3 on both sides and then divide by 2. I would subtract 3 here and 3 here on both sides and then divide by 2. We'll go ahead and subtract 3 here and then divide by 2 after. And I will subtract 3 here and divide by 2 after. Okay, so in all these situations, we cancel out that 3 first because that's adding and subtracting. And then we're left with, in all of these, after you're done, you're left with 2x equals to 10 or 10 equals to 2x, which is the same thing again, just written differently. Your eyes got to get really used to seeing the same exact problem in different ways, okay? So let's go ahead and try division and a subtraction. So super simple, let's say x over 5 minus 2 equals to 7, something like that, okay? Now again, you have an subtraction relationship, right? X over 5 minus 2, that's a subtraction relationship. And then you have a division relationship, right? And the first one that you got to get rid of is the subtraction relationship, okay? That's the first one. So cancel the addition subtraction relationship. Then second step would be to cancel multiplication and division relationship. So how do I cancel the subtraction? By adding by 2. I end up with the division relationship equals to 9, right? Because 7 plus 2 is 9. Now, how do I cancel this division relationship? Well, the solution would be to multiply, right? And that is how I cancel these two. I end up with x equals to 45. And that is my final answer. Okay. Now, let's throw in some negatives because I know that always is difficulty. So go ahead and try this on your own. Pause the video. And again, feel free to skip, fast forward, slow it down. I mean, you can do all kinds of stuff with YouTube lessons. So you can rewind. You can put me on double the speed or 1.5 speed. All right, let's go with a lot of negatives. Let's say negative 5x. Oh, actually, you know what? Let me. Oh, here's a good problem. Negative 9x minus 2 equals to 34. Okay. So again, you got this 9 and you got this minus 2, right? This is a multiplication relationship and this is a subtraction relationship, right? You should be able to tell these are stuck together, right? That's negative 9 times x. These are separated by the minus, that means that it's subtraction, x minus 2. So again, we're gonna go ahead and, I'm assuming that you already paused and you tried it. And now I'm gonna show you what the answer is. Plus 2, right? And that's how I get rid of those. I end up with the multiplication relationship at the end. That's all that's left. 9x equals to 36. Now again, how do I cancel that multiplication with division? I'm going to divide exactly by the same number because negative 9 and negative 9 give me positive 1. But I don't really need that. Okay, I know that it's there, even though I'm not writing it. It's invisible, but it's right here, right? And then 36 divided by 9 is 4, but the 36 is positive. Then dividing by 9, we're divided by -9, so that's -4 is my final answer. Okay. Now, one problem that you got to watch out for that's in your assignments. Watch out. Watch out. Okay. Very careful with this problem. All right. Now, or how about this actually? Before I show you this problem, actually, let's give you another one that you can try. Example number 4. And again, pause it and try it. Again, there's some negatives here involved. Let's go with -1 plus x over -9 equals to -2. Tons of negatives. Tons of negatives, okay? Actually, let's make this into -5. I think that's better, okay? So again, if you take a look at this side that has the x, right? We're going to ignore the side that doesn't have the x right now. We're just going to go ahead and ignore this side. Okay, we're focused here. And I got two relationships going on. One is a subtraction, even though there's a plus right behind it. And I have a division. Okay. So how do I cancel that subtraction? I'm assuming you already paused it. And now you're just checking out how to do it. I'm going to cancel that first because this is a division relationship. I'm going to add 1. I'm going to add 1. That way, these two cancel out. Do a different color. That means I have the division relationship left. And -5 plus 1 is -4. Right? Now I'm going to go ahead and take care of that. And I'm going to take care of it by multiplying by -9. So negative times negative equals a positive. 4 times 9 is 36. Okay. All right. So those are the different combinations. I hope you see that, these are patterns. And now let me do the tricky ones. Okay. You got to watch out for these. Okay. Very careful because a lot of students fall for this. All right. Let's say you have 5 minus x equals to 11. And a lot of people say, that looks like a very simple one-step equation. It's actually still a two-step equation. It's just that you're looking at it with your eyes and not with your mind. You got two things that you got to cancel around the x. First of all, let's ignore the 11 because that's over on this side. So you're like, Mr. C, I see a 5, but what else do we have to cancel? Well, there is an invisible number in front of the x, and that is a -1. Okay, if that was a positive 1, we don't have to do much, just cancel the 5. But because there's a -1 in front of the x, we have two things that we need to cancel. Now, which one do we cancel first? 5 minus. And what does the 5 have in front? Nothing, you say? Actually, there is a positive. And that is an addition subtraction relationship. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract 5 because that's how I get 0. Right? Remember that? That is how I get 0. Now, check this out. I have a negative x equals to 6. And remember, we don't want x to be negative. So how do I get rid of this -1 in front of it? You got two options. You could multiply by -1. But in our case, what I teach my students all the time is Let's not break the pattern, that you've done in previous problems. If that was anything other than a 1, you would still divide by -1 here. So -1 divided by -1 gives you +1. But we just don't need it. It's going to be x equals to -6. So you go ahead and try for yourself if you want to. Go and try. There's problems just like this one in your homework. Let's go with -13 equals to 2 minus x. Hopefully you know how to do it. Pause, get it done. I'm assuming that you already paused it and got it done. And so I'm going to show it to you again. What's in front of that 2? It's an invisible plus. This negative belongs to the x. So I'm not going to really focus on that right now. +2 minus 2 gives me 0. And that's what I wanted. -x, don't forget, because a lot of students, when they bring it down, they forget to bring the negative in front of it. You got -15. I still gotta cancel out the negative in front of the x, right? So I'm going to do what I did before, right? Which is to divide by -1. Because negative divided by negative gives me a positive. Right? And so then I have negative divided by negative gives me +15. Negative divided by negative gives me +1. But I don't really need to write that out. Okay? So those are the regular two-step equations. Yeah. Hopefully it's not too difficult. Again, first step, add or subtract to cancel. Second step, multiply or divide to cancel. You gotta be able to know, hey, what does this problem look like? Okay, so when you're looking at the homework, look at your examples and see which one it looks like. Sounds good?